Okay, let's unpack this. So for you listening today, what if everything you thought you knew about where AI innovation comes from is uh, about to be completely rewritten? Imagine a world where the next trillion-dollar AI company doesn't emerge from Silicon Valley. What if the blueprint, the real playbook for global AI dominance, is being written in places you might not expect? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the Unicorn Replication Protocol. It's this groundbreaking white paper, came out from EON AI Ventures, working with EON Reality. And look, this isn't just theory, right? It's pitched as a systematic framework for building globally competitive AI companies, specifically from what's often called the Global South. As I was reading through it, I kept thinking, okay, how does this protocol actually crack the DNA of successful AI unicorns? And maybe more importantly, turn that into strategies people can actually use. Entrepreneurs, nations. That's our mission for you today.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, I think, is how this research just directly challenges the conventional wisdom. It suggests that the greatest value creation opportunities, well, they actually lie in building foundational AI infrastructure. For economies like India, Africa, Southeast Asia, Latin America, it's all about these leapfrog ventures, solving problems that simply don't exist or aren't prioritized in developed markets. That gives these regions a unique kind of advantage.
Okay, so if we're decoding the DNA of these successful AI unicorns, what are the core markers? What are we looking for? The white paper calls it the Unicorn Genome Project, and it reveals 5 critical characteristics shared by the world's most valuable AI companies. Think of these as the fundamental pillars, maybe.
Exactly. Fundamental pillars. And the paper argues they're systematically replicable. So first, 89% of these top AI unicorns, they focus on B2B automation and infrastructure.
Okay, B2B. Not consumer apps then.
Right, not primarily consumer apps. B2B. This is crucial because, well, enterprise solutions often have a clearer ROI, higher value contracts, a more stable customer base.
Yeah.
That's essential for scaling, especially in emerging markets where consumer spending might be more volatile. Second, they tackle high-value problem domains, delivering massive, quantifiable return on investment for enterprises, really moving the needle for their clients,
Mm-hmm. Quantifiable ROI. Makes sense.
Third, they adopt a foundational model plus proprietary data strategy. So they're fine-tuning open source models, but on unique local data sets. That creates this powerful competitive moat.
That data piece feels key. We should circle back to that maybe.
Definitely. Fourth, they master a developer-first and enterprise sales flywheel, meaning they build tools developers actually like using, often distributed via easy APIs, and that then helps them land bigger enterprise clients, often through strategic partnerships. It's a smart growth loop. And finally, number 5, they build technical university elite teams. Small, deeply technical co-founder groups, often from the top regional universities. So you get deep domain expertise and talent baked in from the start.
You mentioned that foundational model plus proprietary data point. Let's pause there for a sec. Can you elaborate just quickly on why owning local data sets is such a game changer here, especially in the Global South context?
Well, it's all about relevance and uniqueness. In established markets, places like the US or Europe, much of the public data is already digitized. It's frankly highly competitive. But in places like India or parts of Africa, you have these vast, untapped troves of data. Think local dialects, unique economic activities, specific health conditions, stuff that just hasn't been digitized or leveraged at scale.
Right, data nobody else has easy access to.
Exactly. So training AI models on these proprietary local data sets, it creates unparalleled accuracy and relevance for those specific markets. It makes the solutions incredibly sticky and really difficult for outside players, even the big ones, to replicate effectively. It's like having a secret ingredient,
Yeah.
that no one else can easily get.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. This leapfrog idea. It's not just about copying what works in the West. The paper argues pretty strongly that while Silicon Valley is busy optimizing, first world conveniences, the real trillion-dollar opportunity is building the foundational AI-powered infrastructure for the rest of the world. What does that actually look like in practice? Can you give us an example, something that really brings it to life?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where the innovation becomes incredibly impactful, I think. The next OpenAI might not be building a slightly better chatbot. It could be the company that creates, say, AI-driven crop analysis for 500 million smallholder farmers delivered via basic SMS, maybe in local dialects. The paper proposes something like agri-century AI.
Wow, okay. Via SMS. That's thinking differently about delivery.
Totally. Or it could be building intelligent routing systems for the huge informal economies in Asia and Africa. They mention RouteLink AI for like Boda networks in Africa or OJEC networks in Southeast Asia.
There's motorcycle taxis you see everywhere.
Exactly. Millions of them. These aren't just small improvements. These are foundational solutions for massive, often overlooked problems.
Absolutely. It really makes you pause and think about the sheer scale of opportunity there, beyond just the usual tech headlines we see. So, okay, we've got the blueprint, the 5 pillars. We understand this leapfrog philosophy. But how does an entrepreneur or maybe even a nation actually start building this? The protocol doesn't just theorize, right? It lays out concrete steps. What excites me about this white paper isn't just that it describes this. It's prescriptive. It actually lays out 5 specific high-potential challenges. What are those?
Exactly. It gets practical. So challenge 1 is the leapfrog sauce opportunity, building high-margin B2B solutions specifically designed for mobile-first, often low-bandwidth environments, and crucially, with local payment integration. Think Duke and Flow AI for Kirana stores in India, those little neighborhood shops integrating with UPI, India's big instant payment system.
Okay, tailored for local reality.
Precisely. Or maybe KaziPay AI for payroll in Africa using M-Pesa, which is the dominant mobile money platform there. Challenge 2 is solving foundational problems at scale. We just talked about agriculture and logistics, but it also applies to fintech, healthcare, like Afya AI for remote diagnostics in underserved areas. Big, basic needs. Challenge 3 focuses on building proprietary local data moats, like Pashabot AI, trained on Hinglish conversations in India that mix of Hindi and English.
Right.
Or Legalese AI, built on Nigerian case law. Totally unique data set.
Data again. That moat idea.
It's central.
Yeah.
Challenge 4 is mastering partnership-led growth, getting distribution through strategic alliances, maybe AI credit scoring offered via major telco mobile money platforms, leveraging their huge existing user bases.
Smart distribution. Less direct selling needed up front.
Right. And challenge 5 is cultivating local builder elite, systematically identifying and developing those technical co-founder teams from top local institutions like the IITs in India or NUS and NTU in Southeast Asia.
Right.
World-class universities right there.
It really sounds like the Global South has some unique advantages here, almost structural advantages. What factors make these emerging markets, well, uniquely positioned to potentially dominate this next wave of AI innovation compared to, say, Silicon Valley?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the white paper does this really compelling comparative analysis. The Global South benefits from a problem scope that's focused on building foundational infrastructure rather than just optimizing already existing workflows, which is often the focus in Silicon Valley.
Different starting points.
Very different. Then there are billions of underserved users, just a massive potential market size. Critically, as we've said, vast untapped proprietary data sets compared to the well-digitized, highly competitive data in established markets. You also find world-class technical talent, often at, maybe 10x lower cost structures, plus potentially leapfrog regulatory frameworks.
What do you mean by leapfrog regulations?
Well, sometimes not having complex legacy regulations can actually be an advantage. It might allow for faster innovation and adoption of new models, especially in areas like fintech or AI healthcare, bypassing constraints that exist elsewhere. And one more thing. Concentrated market leaders. Often in these markets, you have large incumbents, banks, telcos actively seeking innovation. They can become powerful partners, offering those ready-made distribution channels we talked about.
So, okay, this isn't just about startups then. It has really significant implications for national competitiveness. It feels like a strategic game changer for entire countries. But what does strategic game changers really mean for, say, a government official listening to this right now? What's their first actionable step, practically speaking?
Yeah, that's a great question. For a government official, I think it means recognizing that actively nurturing these AI capabilities can fundamentally reshape their nation's economic future. It's that significant. The first actionable step, often it's about creating an enabling environment, investing seriously in technical education to cultivate those local builder elites we mentioned, establishing clear data sovereignty policies that actually encourage the ethical collection and use of local data sets, fostering regulatory sandboxes.
Sandboxes, like safe spaces to test things out.
Exactly. Safe spaces that allow these new, sometimes disruptive leapfrog solutions to be piloted and scaled without premature or stifling regulation. It's about finding that balance. Countries that really lean into this framework, the paper suggests, can actually reverse brain drain. They can establish innovation leadership, become exporters of AI technology, not just consumers. Ultimately, it's about generating sovereign economic value, high-skilled jobs, valuable intellectual property, and building strategic economic moats through that proprietary local data and market-specific AI.
This whole deep dive into the Unicorn Replication Protocol, it really makes you rethink where the future of AI innovation is actually heading. It feels like that traditional geographic monopoly on innovation, the one Silicon Valley held for so long, as the white paper suggests, it might genuinely be ending, or at least changing significantly.
And this leaves us with a powerful thought, I think, for you, the listener. If the next wave of trillion-dollar AI companies are truly waiting to be built from places like India, Africa, Southeast Asia, how might that fundamentally reshape our global technological landscape? And maybe even more profoundly, what new transformative problems will AI then be solving? Problems we haven't even focused on yet on a truly global scale.
A powerful question to ponder indeed. We really hope this deep dive has given you a useful shortcut to being well informed on this really exciting shift happening in the AI world. Until next time, keep that curiosity ignited.